Shalom, family. Shalom. Gonna start in a second, but shalom to everybody that's coming in. Praises to the Most High. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We're gonna start in a few moments. Just giving the time for people to join in. Just giving a few more moments, but we're gonna start soon, Lord willing. See nice films. Shalom. Shalom. Cecilio Castillo. I'm saying it right. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. It's got a lesson for us to pretty much help get better in the spirit. Something that I struggle with too, as we can see from the title, is emotional discipline. That's something that all of us can definitely get better in. So of course, the scriptures got the answers for it. So we're just gonna go through it and just read them and just meditate on it and just get better. So emotional discipline and learning how to maintain our composures in all situations. So, and that's going to help us really, walk in that spirit of, Hamashiach in Christ, to walk in the spirit, not, in the flesh, doing fleshly things and acting off, impulse, depending on what's going on. So, this will be a pretty good lesson for all of us. So, Phil Jackson, Shalom, Shalom. Is that the Phil? I think it is. Shalom. Phil Jackson, A 144. But yeah, Israel. Emotional discipline. That's one thing a lot of us we struggle with. Even myself. But to truly battle that, we got to learn how to keep composure, and no matter what's going on, and always stay in the spirit. Always stay in the spirit. That's you, Khan. Shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High, man. Glad you tuned in. But as I was saying, being able to maintain and keep our composure in all situations is going to be key for us to walk in the spirit. And part of it, as y'all see from the thumbnail, the main thing that we battle is anger. Getting out the spirit, raging wrath and just being angry. That's something that all of us, including myself, got to really tighten up on. So, and we know the scriptures say to be angry and sin not. It says to be angry and sin not. I'm gonna get it real quick. It says to be angry and sin not, but when it gets to a point where we're getting pissed off at everything and every small thing is, it's triggering us, that can be an issue. Or if you're just mad for no reason, like you just got an attitude problem and you're angry, you're pissed off, and you don't even know why, that's an issue. But let me get this real quick in Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 26. Wrong book slide. Ephesians 4 and 26. It says, "Be ye angry and sin not. let not the sun go down upon your wrath. So don't be, ending your day and you still mad and you going to bed all furious and frustrated. So it's okay to be mad when it's called for, but to be going through life and your day to day and you dealing with people and dealing with different scenarios and you just mad all the time, that can be that's not good for us. That's not the spirit of the Most High. That's not the spirit we're supposed to be in. But to always to have temperance. That's one thing we'll read in the scriptures about is having temperance. That's how we're supposed to be. So let's get the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 9. Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 9. It reads, "Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools." I'm reading again. It says, "Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools." So it's saying, look, don't be so quick to pop off. Don't be so quick, to get out the spirit, to get out of your character, out of your mind frame. But exercise some temperance, exercise some control, because it says what? Anger, it resides in the body of a fool. A foolish man or woman is always angry, no matter what it is. And we all know, don't nobody like to be around an angry person. We just angry and negative all the time. No one likes to be around a person that's just angry. So it says, "Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools." So we have to learn how to really control ourselves in all aspects, whether it's anger, it's sadness, it's frustration, irritation, annoyance. We got to be able to maintain and keep our composure, so that way we can continue to operate and think clearly on whatever it is we're doing. Because we all know once you get to that certain point and you lashing out, now you're no longer thinking clearly. Now you're subject to commit sin because you out the spirit now. You're not walking in that spirit of righteousness. That angry spirit is of wickedness because anger rests in the bosom of fools. You can't think clearly if your mind is beyond past of thinking rational. So that's why it says anger rests in the bosom of fools. Shalom,
Shalom, shalom.
Hey,
shalom.
Shalom, Akim Salaki for being so late.
Khan, no problem, no problem. Shalom. Let
Man,
me,
you
let
know
me
it's
try to get this.
captivity, man.
Get this better. Oh, here we go.
Uh,
Shalom. There we go.
there you go,
Oh yeah.
better. All right.
So I'm reading it one more time. We're gonna move on. Ecclesiastes
God,
chapter 7 to verse 9. It says, "To be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools." So Israel, remember that scripture. Don't be so quick to pop off, to get out the spirit, to get out of character. Exercise some control. Exercise some keep your composure, because that's going to keep you in the spirit. So
God,
Proverbs, go ahead.
oh Salaki. I was about to say that's a good precept too, because I was out I was gonna pull that joint, man. That's a good one. All praise to the Most High.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Let's go. Well, if you could get Proverbs 14:17 up.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And once again, Shabbat Shalom to everybody tuning in. I know I didn't get to everybody, but Shabbat Shalom to everybody that's tuned in, that's
Uh,
listening. So you
all
got
right,
it.
this is the book of Salaki. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 17. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a man of wicked devices is hated.
So read that top part one more time out.
He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly.
Right. So he that is soon angry is gonna do things foolishly. Because remember,
God,
why? You're not thinking straight now. You're gonna do and act off that emotion. For example,
God,
let's say you in an argument with a brother and he pissed you off, you all hot, you tight. Now you're gonna try to go and do something petty to get back to him. Like, man, you know
Exactly.
what? I'm gonna get this dude. You know what? No, he tripping. Now watch this. I got something for him. No, watch this. Now that scene, though, you committing sin because you are out the spirit. You want to get back. You want to act off that emotion. No, just slow your roll. Keep calm. Take a step back and just maintain that composure and think clearly and operate righteously. So read again
Hey,
up from the top.
Con. This
And
is the
you
book
got
of
it. Sloppy.
Proverbs, chapter 14, and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly, and a
Mm-hmm.
man of wicked devices is hated.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And look, I want to follow that up too with because one thing we got to realize, especially as men, and I don't know if y'all covered this topic already, but especially as men, to fly off the handle easily, to easily be taken out of character, that's an effeminate trait. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? We supposed to stand firm in our frame. You understand what I'm saying? So when you let somebody easily just knock you off your square, that's
Mm-hmm.
an effeminate trait. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you follow it up with an effeminate action, like reviling, or whatever it is, ready to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. So I'm gonna follow that up with what is it? 1 Corinthians 6:9 and 10. 6:9 through 10.
Come.
Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, all right, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, okay, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of God. So this is something to think about next time, you get angry, look. In fact, where is that? Anger and sin not. Where that's at?
I read it earlier.
Um,
Ephesians
oh,
4:26.
all right, all
Yeah.
praise, all
But go ahead,
praise.
bring it out
You know
again.
what I'm
Bring it
saying?
out. You want to bring it out? Go
Yeah,
ahead, do it
yeah. Where
again.
is that? I can't remember where it's at on top of my head.
Ephesians
Just
4:26.
okay, con.
Bring it back up. Now, while you're
Yeah,
getting that, I
yeah,
do want to say, now we're not saying, and we understand that it's not wrong to feel emotions because the Most High made it, but it's
right.
what we do, and it depends on if we let our emotions control our or dictate our actions. That's the problem. It's okay to feel
Exactly.
angry. It's okay to feel sad, to feel happy, to feel frustrated. But the problem is when you let that dictate what you're gonna do and how you move. That's when you start to move
Exactly.
wrongly. So
Exactly. And it's perfectly normal. You know what I'm saying? It's perfectly normal to feel what am I to feel emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like that's perfectly normal. You know what I mean? Because we're human. You know what I'm saying? Let
exactly
me pull it real quick. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 6.
26.
Um no, 26, Salagi. Um where is that? Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, look, man, look, first off, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm a truck driver and I do the DMV area, especially DC. Okay. So so that's enough said right there. You know what I mean? Just with DC alone. You
Hey,
know what
listen.
I
Hey, listen, man. We all know, including myself, when you're on that road and you're driving, that's when it's bad. That's why, we
Yeah,
all know it's
true.
called road rage for a reason, but listen, it's a
Yeah.
different spirit when you're driving, man. We all know. Man, you want to cuss folk out, man. You flaunt the handle,
Hey,
you honking the horn at, man.
yeah.
Look, come on, man. We all done that before. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
look, and I'm gonna tell you, when I was younger, I was dangerous behind the wheel, boy. I'd be ready to pull over, fight. I'd throw stuff at you, all that. You know what I'm saying? Cuss you out. I ain't kid, man. Look, I
Right,
ain't kid. You know what I'm saying? Then
right,
I end up looking dumb as hell because I
right,
pull up on an old ass woman, and I be looking super like, oh, be careful, man.
right, right, right,
You know
right.
what I'm
Look,
saying?
and
Because
look,
not
exactly.
using wisdom,
Not
not
using
using wisdom.
wisdom,
You know what I mean?
and
And
that's
then on
why it
top of that, you
says,
never really. Come on, go ahead.
"Go ahead, you got it, Slogan."
No, I was about to say, and you never really know what somebody else is dealing with or what's going on for another person. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. You know what I mean? And I'm not even talking about driving anymore. I'm talking about, just in life. Something could be going on with a person, you know what I mean? And it ain't even got nothing to do with you, but you get mad because of something that happens. You understand what I'm saying? And the whole time they might not even be trying to offend you. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's all I had to say.
And that's why scriptures say, look, perfect example. That's why it says that he that is soon angry dealeth foolishly. Now you parking the car,
It,
you hopping out. Next thing, look, you never know. He got a gun right there waiting for you. Now you trying to
yeah,
break the windows.
Real
Next thing you
talk.
know, your life gone. Because you're
Real
not
talk.
operating the spirit of the Most High. You're not practicing
Yeah.
temperance and control. I said practicing. You're not exercising temperance or control to stay in the
Come.
spirit. So real
Hey,
quick,
look, and
let's
real quick. Oh, go ahead. Oh, hey, look, real quick before we go, I want to follow it up though. Did you pull Proverbs 16 and 32 yet?
no, wait, bring it up.
Con. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city.
Right.
You know what I mean? And look, oh, go ahead.
So look, that scripture is so important because it's comparing to a man who has the strength to take over a city versus that man that can control his own body. You're stronger than that person that can take over a whole city if you know how to stay cool, calm, and collected and have full control of your body and your emotions. You're stronger than that person. So if we can master our emotions, master how we're going to move, master the feelings that we're having, we will be unstoppable. We'll be unstoppable.
Fact.
We'll be able to operate and know what to do and how to think properly in all situations. Go ahead, Op. You got it.
Big one. You saw me? Oh, no, I wasn't about to say nothing.
Yeah,
I
so
wasn't
let's
about to
get
say nothing.
So look, we're gonna deal in Proverbs a lot. We're gonna deal in Proverbs a lot because it's a lot of scriptures in there on knowing, you know what I'm saying, or dealing with the issue of being, angry and popping off. Let's get Proverbs chapter 25 and 28. Anybody will get it.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna let me read?
I mean, you've been in here for 7 minutes before. Now you can read it out.
No, you good. I'll get the next one.
Hey man, you know how I used to be at camp, man. I was a precept hog, man. I wanted to read.
Go ahead, bring it out. Yeah, bring
You
it
said
out.
what you said 25 and
28.
28 and 25 and 28.
Mm-hmm.
He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
Read it again. Shalak, read it one more time.
He that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
Exactly. So picture this. You have a city and it's fortified by walls for protection, right? So that city that don't have any walls, meaning anything can get to it. Anything can penetrate it. So it's comparing a person who can't control themselves, their emotions, like a city without walls. Meaning you will or anything can get to you. Anything can get to you. You will let anything disrupt your spirit and overtake your spirit. So he that have no rule over his spirit, meaning if you don't have control of your emotions, if you don't have no emotional discipline, you're like a city that has broken down walls. Anything can get inside of it and destroy it. It's that simple. So that's why it's important to practice that emotional or have that emotional discipline, to have that composure, knowing how to be temperate or to have temperance, like it. So that way you're that strong city that got strong walls, can't nothing get to you. You're unfazed, or what they say, unbothered. That's how we're supposed to be in everything. We're supposed to be unbothered, thinking with a clear mind.
But see, the problem is we live in this new society where it's a big thing for I'm triggered. That triggered me. I'm triggered.
Right.
Like, no, that's not. See, the society we live in, the society we live in now, set it up. It's set up, especially here in the West. It's set up to make people emotional, weak, whiny, just lazy. That's too hard. Oh, you said this to me. I'm offended. I don't want to do this. And like it's just it's like it's one thing. Like, and it's not good for a woman either. But it's more so expected from a woman than a grown ass man, just whining and crying about every little thing. You know what I'm saying? Grown men. You know what I mean? You can't even work on the job because I'm talking about grown men. Like, I'm 35. You can't even work on a job. Everything you want, I want to do this and that. I ain't trying to that. Like, come on, man. Look, we come in paper. That's the only reason why we're here. We signed on to do a job. Do your job. Go home. You whining and crying, that's gonna make it longer. That's gonna make it harder. You understand what I'm saying? So we get it. Look, we gotta gird up our loins, man, out here, especially in these days. Man, look, if you can't survive this,
you're
man,
fool. You're complaining and moaning and getting ticked off and you flying up the handle every 5 seconds. That's the issue. You gotta check your spirit. You gotta sit down and check your spirit. And it's funny because a few years back, I noticed that I was kind of getting to that, not the whining spirit, but just getting angry about every small thing. And I sit down like, hold on, what's going on? Especially that road rage. Once you come down off that anger, you start thinking, hold on, that's going on. Thank the spirit of the Lord. I'm tripping. Thank the Most High Spirit to be like that.
Thank the Most High Spirit.
They made a movie about that too.
The road rage joint with
they call
man from
yep.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Hey, my man was not. Man, just tell that nigga sorry. Just say sorry. That's all you got to say.
Con. Hey,
excuse my language, man.
Hey, Z, give Proverbs 19:11.
19:11, con. Proverbs 19:11.
Con.
And it says.
And I could get Sirach 28:11. Gladly. Go ahead, bring it out, Z.
It says.
It says Sirach. What again?
Chapter 28, verse 11.
Got you, Sloggy.
Now you get
Go ahead, Z.
The decreation of a man's furrow has anger. Huh?
It says the discretion of a man defer his anger.
Okay, con.
It says, and his glory to pass over transgression. It's all good. So the discretion of a man defer his anger, and it is his glory to pass over transgression. So discretion means cautiousness or circumspectness. When you have discretion, you're careful, you're watchful. So basically it's saying that the carefulness of a man defer his anger. So if you know something can take you up to spirit, you're going to sit back and say, hold on, wait a minute, let me just chill out. Let me think before I react. That's you having discretion. Let me think before I react. If I do this, this could happen. Or if I do this, I could end up doing this. If I react, I could end up doing this, and this may happen. So the discretion of a man defer his anger, meaning when you know all that, then you start saying, okay, you know what, I'm going to chill out. I ain't going to go there. I'm going to chill out because I know it's not going to end up well. It says, and it is glory to pass over transgression. So like I said earlier, everything that we're doing and how we move day-to-day life, we got to always be on guard of our spirits, be on guard of our emotions. Always be on point and always be ready to maintain that composure, to be in the cool, calm, collected state of mind. Now, of course, sometimes things all call for where you got to kind of go there, but not all the time. Scriptures say there's a time and a place for everything under the sun. And everything that happens don't need that kind of reaction. So, do we ask Sirach 18:11?
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 18. You said, hold on, 18 or 28?
28, Salaki.
Okay, 28 and 11. All right. And hasty contention kindleth a fire, and a hasty fighting sheddeth blood.
You see that? Read again one more time. Salaki. Watch this.
And hasty contention kindleth a fire, and a hasty fighting sheddeth blood.
It says a hasty contention kindleth a fire. So that's with two people going back and forth, they arguing, and we all know how this means arguing. It just steady rising. It's rising, it's rising, it's rising. Until it's a full-blown fight, a full-blown altercation. Because it get there every time. So a hasty contention, meaning this happened quick, can lead to an incident. Because why? Nobody is taking a step back, slowing down, and thinking about what they're saying, what they're doing. At that instant, nobody is thinking about being in the spirit. They both are the spirit, and it's going to lead to a bad situation. That's why it's very important in all things we do, in life and with people, is to always know how to keep that composure, maintain your cause. Even out the street dealing with police. That's, I hate to say it, but that'd be the number one thing that get Jake messed up. That'd be one of the number one things that get Jake messed up. Because why? We not sitting back and relaxing and practicing Matthew 5:25 when Christ said, agree with thine adversary quickly.
I was just about to pull that joint.
Bring it up. Bring it up. Because here's a prime example. If we learn how to chill back and relax and practice this in those kind of situations, we will be all right. We'll be all right.
And look, and honestly, in all situations, because, you know, in fact, let me read it first, and then I'm going to say what I was going to say. What is it? 20, what is it? 25 and what?
Oh, Matthew 5:25.
I'm burnt. I'm trying to pull 25 and 5.
Yeah, Matthew 5:25.
God, the water. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly, whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
Exactly.
You know, so
go ahead, you got it.
Yeah. The water. So, you know, like I was saying before, you know, when I was younger, you know, I was a little off. You know what I'm saying? So, and look, and I'm gonna tell you honestly, even coming into the truth, I was still that way, right? And I remember, like, for instance, you know, I wasn't raised with my father, you know, and I had a family early, so I was doing everything I was supposed to, you know, as a man, as far as, you know, taking care of my family, providing and protecting, right? But when I was about 25, I realized, I'm like, yo, I'm doing the duties of a man. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't have the mindset of a man. You understand what I'm saying? And that's when I started reinventing myself. You know what I mean? To not act in a feminine manner when something happens. You understand what I'm saying? Get emotional and all these things, because I realized, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this was going on into the truth, but I was working on it. I'm way better now. But I realized that my reaction to things immediately makes the situation worse. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be in a relationship, friendship, on the job, with the police, anything, with brothers on the street, you know, Gentiles, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? It literally makes it worse. I done did jail time that I ain't had to do. You understand what I'm saying? I'd have been in a lot of crazy situations that I did not have to be in. You understand what I'm saying? Had I just held my own composure and not blew up and not made the situation worse than what it was. You understand what I'm saying? Estranged from family members. You understand what I'm saying? Because of this. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, all praise the Most High. I could have been, man, I should have been dead a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? I should have been dead a long time ago, because I handled things in a crazy manner. You know what I'm saying? And all praise to the Father. You know, he preserved me for this time. You know
all
what
praise
I mean?
to the Father. That's right.
And
that's what we gotta get to that point where we can identify that and begin to change it according to how the Most High told us to operate. Like you said, especially as men, it's a certain type of prestigious or a certain type of integrity and a certain type of presence we're supposed to operate in as holy people, as Israelites. Even the way we act and how we handle things is not supposed to be the same way as the other nations. And no, real quick, because this seems to be the pacifying or the excuse to use. Get Ecclesiastes 7:7 real quick. We all use it before. This is not an excuse to use this when you're flying off the hook. We do it all the time in Israel. We can't listen. It's time to stop using the scripture. Bring it up.
Well,
Ecclesiastes.
If you got a Zeke, go ahead and put it. I'm getting it.
Ecclesiastes.
Whoever got it.
What chapter? What verse?
7 and 7.
7 and 7.
7 and 7.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Bring it up.
All right, this
I'm there, but go ahead and put it out.
Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7.
Bring it up.
Says, surely oppressor maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Read that. Hey, read that top half again. Cause look, Jake will use this. Read that top half again real quick.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
You see that? So Jake will end up getting out the spirit and be in a whole wrong and be like, nah, it's captivity, man. Man, Ecclesiastes 7:7, oppression, man, suppression. Listen, we can't keep using that scripture. We can't keep using that to fly off the hook as an excuse. We can't keep using that. At some point, we got to learn how to really control ourselves. Even when we are mad, again, it's okay to feel mad, be angry, but do not act on it. Don't let that overtake your decision making and overtake your mind. You understand? Where what you supposed to say?
And see what it boils down to, right? It boils down to, like, it's sad because you got a lot of camps out here, right, that justify banging on Esau and the other nations and all that stuff. You understand what I'm saying? When at the end of the day, we know who they are. You know what I'm saying? We know who they are. We know what they doing. You understand what I'm saying? We know their job that they fulfilling. Cool, whatever. But when you going out your way just to do stuff to the other nations, like, come on, man, leave them people alone. You feel what I'm saying? How you walking in the spirit when the first thing on your mind is trying to disrespect or harm somebody of another nation?
Look, perfect example. Perfect example, real quick, in Proverbs 29 to verse 22. Perfect example. Watch this. And this applies to anybody. Proverbs 29 to verse 22. Whoever got it.
Oh, I thought you was about to pull it. Hey, you got to see.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, I got
Proverbs 29.
I'm over here looking for another joint. It's a lot, yeah.
No, you good. Do your thing. Get that preset. Go ahead, Zeke.
An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man abideth in transgression.
Man, read that one more time. Baba Kushar.
An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man abideth in transgression.
You see that? So it says an angry man is going to stir up strife. No matter who it is or what's going on. You could be chilling, you could be at peace, you could be relaxing, but that person who's angry and contentious, he's going to stir up strife. He's going to cause an issue because why? That's in the spirit to be like that. He has that angry, contentious spirit. And it says in a furious man aboundeth in transgression. Because again, if you always popping off, if you have a tendency of raging and just want to fulfill your wrath, you're going to always be in transgression. You're going to sin somehow. You're going to sin in some kind of way because now you want to satisfy that emotion and you want to justify it. When no, you're supposed to sit back and relax. So an angry man is always going to stir some kind of strife or contention, no matter who it is. Even those that be at peace, they got to go and stir that and stir up some kind of issue because that person themselves has a bad spirit on them.
Exactly. And look, I'm gonna pull this precept right here. This Matthew, I don't know if you pulled it already, Matthew 10 and 16, right? Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You out here doing all this, you think that's wise? Especially dealing with Esau, you think that's wise? Because the one thing Esau look,
my favorite precept.
Look. Esau, you feel what I'm saying? And not even just Esau, the other nations, and shoot, even our own people. They love getting a rise out of you so you can do something. So guess what they can do? Call the police on you and ruin your life. Yeah, you might get the beat on them. They're going to heal in a week. You understand what I'm saying? But that charge going to last for years. You ain't going to be able to get no job. You're going to lose your house, your car. You understand what I'm saying? I've been there. You understand what I'm saying? I've been there. You feel me?
Gems, man.
Dropping gems on. I'm tell you, man. I done been through a lot in this life. Real, I done been through almost all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? I've been up, I've been down, I've been in the middle of all that. You know what I mean? So, hey, man.
I've been there too, just never got caught. I've been there too, just never got caught.
We ain't dealing with that, but
come on,
we ain't dealing with God and that sneakiness.
Right, man, what you doing?
I say that to say, even though I got away with it, I knew at the end of the day, I felt remorse for doing what I did because I knew that wasn't a good thing to do at the end of the day. I should have handled it a different way. I should have went about it another way. You know, even though you can do something, that don't mean you should do it. Or even if you don't get caught, you're going to still feel convicted if you're a godly man or a righteous man at that. I don't take pride in that shit.
But
Yeah.
listen, and that's why we have these precepts or principles, so we'll know how to govern ourselves
Mm-hmm.
as holy, righteous people. All
That's
these things
right.
written in the Bible, it deals
Um,
with how to behave and how to operate and how to move and how to think. It's all for our own benefit to be a complete righteous man or woman. These are our
Uh,
guidelines. These not just something we read and to sound wise. No, we got to move and start applying these so we can navigate in life better righteously. Because we know if we not doing
we
that,
can't be hearers of the
yeah,
words. We got to be doers of the word.
because the place we're in now is the result of doing the opposite of what this says. So to really live
Mm-hmm.
a peaceful, righteous, simple lifestyle, we got to apply everything that's written. And part of that, even though it's a small thing, is having emotional discipline. It's a small thing, but
uh,
it's huge. It's small, but it's huge. Having that emotional discipline goes a long way.
I can't even agree with you on that. That's a big thing. It's not small at all. That's a
Done.
big thing. That's a big
Done.
thing because we supposed to walk like Yahweh
That's huge,
Shai in the
bro.
spirit. You feel what I'm
Mm,
saying? You supposed to walk in the spirit, and that's the main. That's like one of the main things brothers have issues with. You
right.
understand what I'm saying? So yeah, you know that's a big thing. That's a very
Done.
big thing. You know what
And
I
think
mean? In
about
fact, let
it
me
too.
pull. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. You got it. You got it. Go ahead. Bring it up.
Oh no, finish. All right, come. This is Romans 12 and 18.
Good
If
precept.
it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. So that goes for all you banging on Esau camps. You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying, hey, befriend them, bring them into your camp. I'm not saying all that. I'm not saying all that. I'm just this is wisdom from the scripture from the Most High. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Wisdom.
This is wisdom from the Most High. Because it's what good
I
is it going to
mean,
serve you?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
yo, even
Yeah.
with that, even our forefathers deal with the other nations. That's how we traded. We had to
exactly,
deal with them some kind of way.
Good
We
point.
can't. We
exactly.
couldn't slice off their head. It's all there's an Edomite. Ha! Nah, that's not what we
Kiss my
did back in
boot.
the damn day.
Kiss my boot. Like what? Man, hey, look,
Hey,
We
it's crazy.
traded
I,
with them. We went into different nations with this. Like we had to deal with other nations. Just because we knew we was the chosen people, that don't mean we treated everybody else like ish. Because we knew at the
yeah.
end of the day we were supposed to be the example.
And look, the crazy thing about it is, you know, like we living in captivity. So now we gotta deal with them on the larger scale. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be moving through their
Yep.
kingdom, talking about, yeah, this, that, and the third. Man, all right. You about to get a rude awakening. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, it wasn't until I seen myself in one of them pictures, one of them kiss my boot pictures. I seen that joint, and when I seen it, I was like, my stomach dropped off, man. I was like, oh my God, I look like a damn fool. I was
Mm.
like, I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. You know what I'm saying? Because when you in the mix and in the moment, everything just heightened and all that. You like, yeah, ha, this me in the joint. With the camera phone, looking foolish,
Mhm.
man, looking foolish, just like everybody else that was out there. You know what I'm
Con.
saying? We gotta cut that out, man. And
And,
this ain't no
and
shot at nobody. I love everybody. You know.
and and here's the thing too, because the topic is learning how to practice decorum and to maintain that composure. And I'm gonna say
Con,
this: there's a difference
Mhm.
between anger and zeal. There's a difference.
con,
Difference between anger and zeal. A lot of times we will read what Hamashiach did, what Christ did when he took the whip and started flipping over tables and whipping people and got mad. We'll read that, because they were selling it, that the merchants was in the table selling. We'll read that and be like, well, see, Christ got
Mhm.
mad, so we can get mad too and start doing stuff. Difference. He had zeal for
right.
righteousness. So when you have a zeal for righteousness, it's going to get you angry if you had that type of zeal. But
Mhm.
it's a difference between just being angry and being mad and just being set off the hook at any given moment. And look, watch
Con,
this. Case in point, right? I'm gonna read from the book of First Maccabees, dealing with Mattathias, when the king had tried to get Israel to pretty much
mm.
sin and forget the laws and everything, right?
Yeah, that's a
So
good
check
one.
it
That's a
out.
good one.
It's a good one. Watch this.
Yeah.
First Maccabees chapter
Bring it
2.
out.
And I'm gonna start on verse verse 14. No, verse 12. It says, and behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it. It says, to what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city Modin to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain in Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. So the king's officers tried to get Mattathias and his people to go off and to keep the king's commandments instead of the Most High's. Check it out, right? Verse 19. It says, then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice. So meaning what? He mad, he pissed off, right? He hyped, right? It says, the Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice. Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. So he going on like, yo, hold on, I'm not doing that. They doing this, but we're going to keep the commandments in my house. So he loud, he hype. Check it out. It says, verse 21, it says, God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left. Check this out, verse 23. Now, when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. So right after he just said what he just said, in the midst of the people, some dude come up to sacrifice on the altar. Watch this. Let's keep reading. Verse 24. It says, which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his wings trembled. Neither could he forbear to shoot his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. So right after he just got done saying, listen, we're going to keep the Most High commandments. We're not going to hearken to the king. Right after he said that, you had some guy come up trying to sacrifice according to the king. So the zeal overwhelmed him with righteousness, with righteous zeal, righteous anger, that he killed the man on account of that. Because he was filled with so much zeal. That's the difference between just being angry and popping off at anybody and everybody for any reason. There's a difference between that. But I want to bring it up real quick. So go ahead.
That's how I be feeling sometimes.
Come.
That's definitely how I be feeling sometimes.
So watch this, right?
Go ahead, bring it out, Mayaka.
Yes, I'm
now, you know what I'm thinking about. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't saying nothing. I'm gonna bring this out and say it. This is Colossians 3 and 8. Ain't nobody pull that, did they?
No, you good.
Come. But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So hey,
that's a good one. We say anger and wrath.
Anger and wrath.
Anger and malice.
And malice.
Yeah.
So meaning those things we gotta know. We gotta learn how to cut that off from us, get that out of our spirit, so we can be filled with the Most High Spirit, temperance, control, peace, meek, joy. You understand? Gladness. These are the things we're supposed to be filled with. That's the spirit we're supposed to be walking in.
The fruits of the spirit.
So real quick, get Proverbs, somebody, chapter 22 and verse 24, real quick. Because that's how we overcome that anger spirit. We overcome that anger spirit by doing the opposite. Learning how to be at peace, learning how to walk in gladness, learning how to change our mindset to a more positive mindset and a more relaxed mindset. That's how we combat that anger spirit. And once we start practicing that and get into that habit, the habit of exercising decorum and control, it will get easier. That's why you have to exercise that trait. You gotta exercise that virtue. It's not overnight, it's with time. With time it'll get easier the more you do it. Like working out, you bench pressing, you lifting dumbbells, you squatting. At first, when you first doing it, it's hard. But the more you do it, the more you practice and exercise that particular muscle, it grows and it gets better. It's the same thing with the scriptures. It's the same thing with the virtues, with the spirit. We got to practice it so that way over time we will grow and we'll get better at it and it'll become easier. So real quick, let's get Proverbs 22 and 24.
22, 24. And it says, make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go.
Read it again.
Thou hast learned his what? Slakia. It says, make no friends with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go.
25.
Lest thou learn his ways and get a snare to thy soul.
Right, so it says,
but
look,
not that.
Hey, listen, that's very important. That's very important. It says, listen, don't keep hanging around becoming friends with an always angry person. What's going to happen? You're going to start picking up on that trait. You're going to start acting the way they're acting.
That spirit going to come on you.
That spirit going to hop on you. Next thing you know, you're always angry. Next thing you know, you flipping out. Next thing you know, you pissed off, mad at everybody, mad at the world. Because you've been hanging around that spirit for so long, it's going to jump, it's going to hop. It's going to jump, it's going to hop, it's going to multiply, it's going to increase. So, it says...
Is there more on that?
No, that was it. Make no friendship with the angry man, and with the furious man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his ways and get a snare to thy soul. See that? A snare to your soul. It's a trap to your soul. If you're hanging around people that have bad characteristics, bad spirits such as anger and sadness and negativity and misery, things like that, people who are miserable, if you keep hanging around like that, you're going to take it on and it's going to be a trap to your soul. Now you messed up.
Misery loves company.
Misery loves company. Exactly.
Yo, why you think they make why you think they made that saying? Misery loves company.
Khan, he just said that. Khan.
When they say misery loves company, that means when they all get together, they gonna all be miserable together. Nobody can never be happy. You can't bring in your good news because they gonna be like, man, shut up. We sad over here.
We sad over here. Right, we sad over here. I don't want to hear no good news. We sad over here.
Right, real talk though. Hey, look, and that brings me to Psalms chapter 1 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you mess around with people that got that spirit on them. I mean, any type of wicked spirit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get away from that, man. You know what I mean?
That's all in it.
Your loyalty should be to the Most High's commandments, not to man. It don't matter if it's your mother, your father, sister, brother, child. It don't matter. You understand what I'm saying? Your best friend. You know, you get away from those people because you got to preserve your soul.
Right.
Look, you have to worry about you and your family. You know what I'm saying? If you have a family, you have to worry about you and your family. You ain't got time to be worried about somebody else and what they doing. They ain't got nothing to do with you. If they want to be on some other stuff, let them go do them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an age-old saying, birds of a feather flock together. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, you got to get out of there, man. Real.
So, with that being said, there's ways.
Yo, let me just add this real quick.
You got it. Come on.
Go ahead.
No, you got it. Go ahead. You got it.
All I was going to say is, see, that's the thing with a lot of our families. Like, well, automatically, blood is thicker than mud, you know. They do that. No, separate yoururself from that person. If somebody is a detriment to your life or to your peace or to your spirit, separate from you. That's why I say you can't be equally yoked. You gotta separate from those people, whether it be your friends, your mother. Look, the Most High go hard. He'll say separate from your wife, separate from your kids, separate for everybody who is against the Most High, and you'll get paid 100 times food. But hey,
so
there's a precept for that. Bring it
so
out.
that's
Go ahead. You got it.
That's why it's important to really exercise that, and the scriptures show us and tell us how to exactly fight against that, and what to do when we feel that emotion, that emotion rise in us. Real quick, and we read it earlier. We read Proverbs 16:32. Get here go another one. Get Proverbs 14:29. Watch this. It tells you how to fight that spirit, and how to get better with that spirit. Come.
You got a Z?
Alright. Yeah, I got it. Oh, I got it highlighted too. That's a spirit. It's and it says, he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalt folly.
Dang, see that? So he that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, because like you said earlier, you knowing if you act out of character, if you start flying off, popping off, then it's going to escalate. It's going to take a turn for the worse. So by you being, you take a step back, you take a deep breath. Yo, I'm not going there. You have understanding with that.
Come.
It says that you're a person of great understanding once you start doing that. But it says what? But he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. Everything he's going to do once he popping off is folly. But if you know how to maintain, relax, keep calm, and practice and have temperance, you're a man or woman of great understanding. Go ahead,
Hey, and look, especially, man, especially brothers that's in this walk, and you know you're red, got a mouth on her, man, brother, I know. You understand what I'm saying? I know. You know what I'm saying? That's the main. That's one of the big. Because you know, we like, you know, that's one of the things. Because like, I third that. You know what I'm saying? So you know, us as men, you know, we try to be. We do our best to be patient with our wives. You know what I'm saying? Even when they popping off, you like, man, look, you know what I'm saying? But then sometimes it gets to a point where, you know, it just you doing that for a half hour, and then at the while, brother, you then I'm tired. I'm tired of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to you breaking, next thing you know, you breaking doors in half, man. You know what I'm saying? Ripping them off the hinges. You know what I mean?
Hey,
So you know what I'm saying?
Them same sisters. Look. Let me bring this out. We always joke about this, but hey, them same sisters that's in them other religions, like let me say Muslims. Hey man, you got that mouth, man. You gotta strike them if they get angry.
Yeah, we ain't dealing with that.
You better be glad.
Hey,
you ain't
no. You tripping.
Well, you better be glad. Nah.
Let's bring it back.
But nah, I say that to say, look, when we go into different practices, our Father know that our women can get out of hand sometimes. That's why He teaches to have patience with them, to love them as we love our church. So we wouldn't disrespect ourselves. Therefore, we wouldn't disrespect them. And we got to carry ourselves as the leaders and as a stronger vessel, which we are, to keep our head on our shoulders. Rather they nag or whatnot and do what they do. We supposed to carry that torch, to keep it level. But you feel me?
That's a good point. That's a good point. So look, so let's get here's another one. Let's get James chapter 1 and verse 19 through 20. There's another one. James chapter 1, verse 19 through 20. So these are things that we have to really start practicing and getting a good grasp on, especially for those who struggle with their emotion, who had problems controlling their emotions. These are things that the Bible tells us to do to overcome that spirit, to overcome any kind of emotional issue we're dealing with. More particularly dealing with anger and wrath.
Say chapter 1:19 or 20.
Con. Whoever got
Con.
it.
All right. This is James chapter 1, verse 19. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath.
Con, and that's the key thing.
For the wrath of
Real
men."
quick, it says, "Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath." Why is it saying that? Because there's going to be times where something may happen or someone may say something that could possibly trigger you. But you got to be slow to wrath. Yeah, feel triggered, but don't let that overtake you.
I'm triggered.
Right. So slow
I
to
hate that
wrath.
word.
God, be verse 20 up.
Be angry, but sin not. Con 20. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God.
Con, it says, for the wrath of a man worketh not the righteousness of God. So there's no way you can be in the wrathful or rageful state trying to work the righteousness of God. It don't work like that. Zeal, yeah. Again, zeal is something different. But just to have that angry spirit, to always be raging, it don't work nothing good. It don't. That's why you have to get rid of it. So the Most High Spirit can dwell within you. Get rid of that spirit. Go ahead, you want to say something?
Facts. No.
What he wanted to say.
No, you got it.
Good.
Hey, we'll pull this journal real quick. This is Colossians. I'm going back to Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 15.
Oh, praise.
And let the peace of God rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. You know what I mean? So hey, you know, we gotta definitely watch our conduct when we out here in this world, when we dealing with our families, when we dealing with people in general. We gotta watch our conduct, because ultimately the Most High is always watching. He sees everything. You know what I mean? So, you know, we gotta stay on top of this, man, because it's not gonna bring no good to you. It's not gonna bring no good. You're not following the Father. You're not following the footsteps of His Son. You know, so man,
for sure.
Watch this. Somebody get Galatians chapter 5 and verse 22.
Galatians chapter 5.
Galatians chapter 5 and verse 22. Whoever got it.
Chapter 5 and 22. Galatians.
Yeah, so it's very important to practice these precepts, these principles.
All right, I got it.
For us to grow in the spirit. Go ahead, bring it out.
But the fruits of the spirit, just mentioned that, is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith.
Verse 23.
Meekness, temperance against such there is no law.
Right. Now if you notice, every list it just gave was going to help you overcome that angry spirit. Everything it just said is what we can practice to overcome that wrath, vengeful, raging spirit. Remember, it says, but the fruit of the spirit, meaning the Holy Spirit, it says it is love. Right? You're not really in the spirit of love if you're popping off on everybody. It says joy. Joy is the exact opposite of anger, of angry, wrath. It says long suffering. Long suffering is patience. You forbearing for a long time, meaning you're being slow to anger. You're not popping off at any given moment. Long suffering. Gentleness. When you're gentle, calm, you're cool, you're relaxed. Again, you're not popping off the handle. You're not breaking stuff, breaking doors, like we said earlier. You ain't breaking doors. It says goodness. Goodness. Same thing, including everything. Goodness. You're doing good. You think good. It says faith. It says meekness, temperance, against there is no law. So all of these things are going to help you combat that spirit of anger, that spirit of wrath, or any kind of negative spirit or emotion you deal with. That's how you overcome it. The fruits of the spirit. By applying all these things, of course, it's going to take time. It's not overnight. It's a lifelong journey. But starting to constantly practice these things
Oh yeah.
will help us grow in the spirit of Christ, spirit of the Most High. That's why I'm saying this is very important. That's why I'm saying it. So it's important to really study these and really
Me and
meditate.
brothers was just talking about this the other day.
Go ahead, Zeke.
Me and brothers was just me and brothers was just talking about this the other day. How us sincerely trying to be in the truth, how hard it is. Because we always got somebody coming for us. Whether it be a principality, spirits, your own family. We gotta stay in the certain type of mind and have the fruits of the spirit no matter who comes and do whatever to us. We gotta choose the way to carry ourselves, because if we go, blow up every damn time, we're going into sin, we're going into wrath, we hurting somebody, we hurting our brother, shit, or sister. And we can't do that. So
exactly. And that's why for those who's watching, I encourage everybody to go back, keep reading the Gospels. Keep reading the Gospels. And the reason being, because the more you read the Gospels, the more you will see how Christ actually moved and how he operated, how he dealt with people. Because he was the Spirit. He was in the Spirit 24/7. They couldn't shake him. He couldn't shake him. He was wise. He had understanding. He was patient, long-suffering. He was peaceful, meekful. All these things we read, that's how Christ was. So it's important to really study those Gospels to see how Christ really moved and try to model ourselves just like that. Because he was perfect across the board. He didn't mess up not in one area.
And especially for us walking in this truth, because you gotta realize it was a spiritual target. You know what I'm saying? When you made the day you decide, you know what, I'm going to keep the Most High's commandments. You put a bullseye on your back. You put a kick me sign on your back. You know what I'm saying? So you're a target. So you gotta understand that you're gonna be attacked. You know what I'm saying? From all different ways. You're gonna be attacked constantly. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, when you pray to the Most High, you ask him for certain things like patience and things like that. He's not just gonna drop it in your lap. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make you
go through it.
You gotta work for that.
Yeah, you gotta go through it. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you work, you don't go to your boss. Hey man, I need $1,000 this week. I know I ain't work. No, you like, what? You crazy? You know what I'm saying? You gotta put in that time and that work to get that $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So that's
that's a good point. Right. What's going to happen is he's going to line you up with a whole bunch of different things where it's going to force you to exercise that particular thing you're asking for. So you're asking most side,
right.
Give me more calm spirit, make me, more peaceful, make me, be have temperance. Okay, he's gonna line you right up. So everything that's gonna come your way, is gonna make you have the spirit, but you gotta be like, hold on, nope, I can't do it. I gotta keep calm. So while you keep doing that, it's gonna build you up in that spirit.
Hey, brothers come at the Most High. I'm good. I'm good, Father. I don't want it no more. I'm good.
Hey,
I'm good.
God, listen, real quick.
Hey,
MBK, I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you, MBK.
Hey, sure. Hey, man.
Hey, listen. But look, look, that's that fire, though. You can't throw in that fire. Listen, you asked for it, you got to go through it now. Listen, I want patience. Man, listen, he's going to line you right up, and everything you're going through is going to test your patience. Now, you got one of two choices. You're going to fold, or you're going to progress. You're going to overcome. You're going to overcome. That's what Christ said.
He that overcomes. Fight or flight kind of situation, bro.
God.
And I'm gonna tell you,
hey, that's funny.
If you're the type of person who don't like to take tests, you know what I'm saying. Look, I'm gonna tell you, stop failing the driving test, man. Stop failing the driving test. That's all it is. A test. It's just like a driving test. You keep failing, I had to go back. I got wait 2 weeks. I go back. We keep going down the same road with the same test. Just pass it the first time, man. Get it out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Be conscious of your actions. Be conscious of your surroundings. Be conscious of the situations you in. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way you're going to be able to recognize the devil when he's standing in front of you. You know what I'm saying? To be like, ha ha. You got to be quicker than that. You almost got me. You almost got me. You know what I'm saying? That was a good one. That was a good one. You know what I'm saying? I laugh at Satan all the time. I laugh at Satan all the time, man. Because he tried me every chance especially now. You know what I'm saying? The type time I'm on right now, he really trying me now. And I be scared. I be spotting it from a mile away. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I be spotting from but you know what I'm talking about personally. You know what I'm saying? Like he really be trying me now. So it's just like I just sit there and I just laugh. Man. I just like, man, come on, yo, really? You know what I'm saying? That's all you got. You know what I mean? Like, you know, all praise to the Father too, because this is not me at all. This is nothing but the Father, the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? That put me in this mindset. This is not me at all. Not me at all. You know what I mean?
It's a spiritual progression. Exactly. So check it out, right?
For sure.
So that's why, you know, it's important to, like you said, to be conscious. So we will know how we're going to govern ourselves and how we're going to react. But I do want to bring this out too, because dealing with the same topic, dealing with anger. Now this, you know, I know everybody don't read it, but it's for more edification. So just listen with an open mind, right? Dealing with anger. So this from the Testament of Dan, the 3rd chapter and verse 1. I'll read it.
Oh, praises.
It says for anger. It says for anger is an evil thing, my children, for it troubleth even the soul. You see that? When you're in that spirit of anger, then your soul, your spirit is troubled, because you know you're not in the proper spirit, you're not in the right spirit. So now even your soul is troubled. It says, for anger is an evil thing, my children, for it troubleth the soul itself. It says, in the body of the angry man, it maketh its own, and over his soul it getteth the mastery, and it bestoweth upon the body power that it may work all iniquity. Meaning now that angry spirit, it took control of you now. Now it got you doing things like you normally wouldn't. Like what Tupac said, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Things like that. When certain things, it's allow you to do things you normally wouldn't. It's allow you, or it's make you get to a point that you don't normally do, because that anger took over your whole entire body and trouble your soul. That's why it says it's an evil thing. That's why it's important when we feel that spirit rising, man, we gotta cut it off. Because if we don't get a hold of it, it's gonna take over and have us doing all kind of iniquity.
Yeah, you know, it made me think. Oh, Salak, my bad, brother.
No, you got it. You got it.
Oh, calm, the water. Salak, it reminds me of a brother of mine. He not in the truth, but I met him through the trucking business. Real good brother of mine. You know what I'm saying? Down in Texas. You know, I spent a little bit of time in Texas, and you know, he OG. You know what I'm saying? Not OG like on some street stuff, but he old. You know, he old. He like in his 40s, and something happened. We was riding. I can't remember, something happened. I don't know if it was a conversation we was having. He was telling me a story, or I can't remember. Something happened. And I'm just like, I'm looking for, you know, he's a very calm, temperamented brother. You know what I mean? I'm just looking like, yo, like, I know, you know, and the one thing he said to me, and it never left me when he said it, he was like, you know, what am I going to get mad for? Get mad and do something crazy, or you know, or hold on to it. Now my whole day's messed up. I bring it home to my family. I'm making weird with my wife and my kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, it is what it is. You can't control some things. You know what I'm saying? You just let it be what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't control people what they do. You know what I'm saying? And a very, very wise brother. You know what I'm saying? I wish he was in the truth. Very wise brother, though. I learned a lot from him in my little bit of time in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I know for a fact the Most High put him in my life to be that example. You know what I'm saying? And take it a step further, you know, us in the truth, we supposed to be a fine example of how to walk in this truth. You know what I'm saying? But you know, and there's no shot to nobody, because I'm no better. You know, we all fall short, but this is something we gotta work on as a nation, because we're being watched. Okay, we're being watched by media, by the government. We're being watched by everybody. You know what I'm saying? Our own people who see us talking about, yeah, we the tribes of Israel, you know, repent, keep the commandments. They watching and they waiting for us to slip up so they can have something to say about us. Oh, he ain't walking right. He talk all that stuff. He a hypocrite. This, that, and the
Mm-hmm.
third. He said all that, but then he doing this. You know what I'm saying? People love to watch you mess up so they can have something to talk about you. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, I thought you supposed to keep commandments.
Fact.
Yeah, I thought you supposed to keep commandments. You know what I'm saying? People love doing that, especially our
Fact.
people. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So we gotta be that example. We gotta be that light.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To bring glorification to the Father's name. You know
Con,
what I mean?
exactly, exactly. So look, I'm gonna read verse 2 and
Huh.
3 again. Watch this. It says, "In the body of the angry man it maketh its own, and over his soul it giveth the mastery, and it bestoweth upon the body power that it may work all iniquity. And when the body does all these things, the soul justifieth what is done, since it seeth not aright." So now you in this raging spirit. So however or whenever you react, now you kind of gonna justify it because you're not thinking properly. You're not
Right.
thinking straight. In the midst of you doing what you're doing, you think you justify it, but really you're not thinking clearly at all. You're not thinking properly. You're dealing foolishly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what anger does.
Completely
It
right.
gets you out of the spirit and it has
Time.
you thinking distortedly. It has you being irrational. It has you acting on impulse. That's the spirit of anger. That's what it does to you.
Yeah.
It makes your mind up to make you believe you're doing something right when you're really in the midst of all kind of sins.
It's
So
a
go ahead.
it's a worldly thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a worldly thing where let me see, where you talking back on what you said. You know what I'm saying? It's like you think you justified. You know what I mean? Because the world will tell you you justified. You understand
Mhm.
what I'm saying? But we not in the world. We not living in the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull what is it, John 2, what is it, 2, first, no, my bad, First John,
Gone.
um, 2 and 15. Let me
Mm.
see.
Gone. Bring it out. All praises. Bring it out. Bring
I
it
know.
out.
Here you go. All right. First John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If
Hmm.
any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you sitting up here and you thinking
Yes, sir.
you
All
justified
praises.
by doing something wicked because you know you
You
hearing in the
feel that
music you're
way?
supposed to do it. Right. You feel that way in your heart, which is deceitful amongst all things, who shall know it? You feel what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Ooh, exactly.
You
Mm.
you feel like you justified because your homeboy shit. Look, if it was me, man, I can't stand them if it was me, niggas. I can't stand it if it was me. I can't stand it if it was me
Hey
personally.
niggas. Hey
You know what I'm
niggas.
saying?
Gone.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't stand that, man. I can't stand that because you be thinking in your head like, yo, shut up, yo. If it was you, you
Mhm.
wouldn't have did nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you want to. It's a spirit
License to
on them
sin and all
that's
that.
encouraging you. It's a spirit on them that's
Right.
encouraging you to do something crazy. Whole time they would have never did it.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a main point. That's a main
Been
point.
down that road before. You understand what I'm saying?
Gone.
As a younger,
Gone.
being stupid, being foolish. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Gone.
you know what I mean? Being out of the world, man. For real.
That's a
Real.
main point. Gone. Gone. So watch this, right? I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna jump down to chapter 4 and verse 2. Or verse 1,
Huh.
slug. It says, "Understand ye therefore the power of wrath, that it is vain, for it first of all giveth provocation by word." Meaning what? Provocation means it triggers. It's triggering you by word. That's why when somebody say something, it's caused you to get triggered to pop off. So it says, I'm reading again, "Understand ye therefore the power of wrath, that it is vain. For it first of all giveth provocation by word, then by deeds, it strengtheneth him who is angry." So you know how you get once you start getting angry, that adrenaline pumping, you start getting the strength times three because you mad. You get, hey,
Right.
listen,
Yeah.
you get real strong when you mad. You know what I'm saying? When you rage, when
Yeah.
you going up, you strong
Yeah.
as I don't know what. That's how it is.
That
So
adrenaline
it
start
says,
pumping.
"Then by deed it strengtheneth him who is angry, and with sharp losses disturbeth his mind. So now it's getting your mind messed up. You know what? No, man, bump that. I'm ready to go home, get my tool. I'm ready to come back out. I'm gonna catch him. It start messing your mind up now. You see what I'm saying? It says it disturbeth his mind, and so stirred up with great wrath his soul. It says, therefore, when anyone speaketh against you, be not ye moved to anger. I'm gonna read that part again. Therefore, when anyone speaketh against you, be not ye moved to anger. For
Man,
first,
bring it back one more time, man.
Say it again.
I said, bring it back one more time, man.
God says, therefore, when anyone speaketh against you, be not ye moved to anger.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, because like a lot of people, you know, and I'm gonna say this real quickly. A lot of people, like, we big on, especially now, we big on a respect factor, right? Which is understandable. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we was raised, man, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you.
Oh, it's
Like,
wrong.
come on, man.
You
You
see
know
that?
what I'm saying? Right.
That's wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
So,
you see that?
So,
So
you know,
it's
but we
telling
gotta be
us.
strong.
God. So right, and see that's the trickery of the world. That's the trickery of the world. No, words do hurt. Words do trigger. Words will pop you off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Listen, if anybody says something off the way to you, listen, don't get triggered. Relax.
Exactly.
Think about it. Because watch this. I'm going to keep reading, right? I'm going to keep reading. Check it out. It's more than that. It says, for first, it pleaseth the hearing. Meaning, it went, like you heard in your ears. Now, guess what? That spirit that's in you, it liked it. So now it's getting roused up. You say, what? What you say? That's what it does, right?
It's that what you gonna do, spirit? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Hey, yo, when I first seen that, I was like, oh my goodness, I know that spirit.
Hey, that's facts.
Yeah, I was like, I know that spirit.
That's facts, bro. It be like that.
Boondocks, the nigga moment. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, for real.
You got that spirit in your ear. That spirit in your ear trying to tell you, man, do this, do that. Girl, do this, do that. No, don't take that, do this. That's that what you're going to do, spirit. Because that spirit is now in your ear. Now it's getting roused up now. So watch this. I'm reading again. It says, "For first it pleaseth the hearing, and so maketh the mind keen to it perceive." Hold on, slug it. Read again. For first it pleaseth the hearing, and so maketh the mind keen to perceive the grounds of provocation. Meaning now it's starting to trigger you. It says, and then being enraged, he thinketh that he is justly angry. So now you mad because you mad. You think you're justifying your anger, and you're not. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So keep going. It says, if ye fall into any loss or ruin, my children, be not afflicted, for this very spirit maketh a man desire that which is perishable, in order that he may be enraged through affliction. Because once you start popping up, once you get in that spirit, is it. It's no bring you back. Once you in that spirit,
I had a little something to add after that too.
And that anger and that rage accomplish its actions, it's going to leave. Listen, you know what's funny? Think about this. It's the same way with lust. You get that desire, you get that feeling in your body, and once you do that, it leaves, right? It's gone.
Yes, sir.
You satisfy that spirit, it's gone. The same thing with anger. Now you mad, you raging, you want to do something, and once you do it, you feel justified. That spirit leaves you now. Then you calm down, you're like, dang, why'd I do that? Oh, I didn't do that. You don't start setting in. You see it? It's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. That's why I was telling you, for that spirit of anger, it's an evil thing. It's going to disrupt your soul. It's going to mess you up.
Yes, sir.
You keep reading. It says, for this very spirit maketh the man desire that which is perishable, in order that he may be enraged through affliction. And if ye suffer loss voluntarily or involuntarily, be not vexed. It says, be not vexed, for from vexation ariseth wrath with lying. Moreover, Salaga, I'm going to stop there, but watch this. I'm jumping to chapter 5, Salaga. Chapter 5.
Oh, you good?
Huh?
I say you good. Bring it out.
Chapter 5. Watch this. It says, observe therefore, my children, the commandments of the Lord, and keep his law. Depart from wrath. You see that? Depart from wrath. Do not let that spirit rule within you. Don't keep giving away and don't keep succumbing to that spirit. Depart from it. Cut it off. But how? By the spirit. Having control, temperance, having keeping your composure. That's how you combat that spirit. So depart from wrath and hate lying, that the Lord may dwell among you, and Belial may flee from you. Because anger, it is a part of the spirit of Satan. So if you walk in the spirit of the Most High, that spirit of Satan can't get in you. See that? It can't penetrate you. And what he does, he uses other vessels and other people to penetrate you. Again, don't be that wall or don't be that city with broken down walls. Have the spirit of the Most High on you. That armor, put on the whole armor of God, that you may withstand the wiles of Satan, his tactics, his trickery, his godliness, his provocation to get you out the spirit. It says, speak truth, each one with
add a little something too.
Shall ye not fall into wrath and confusion, but ye shall be in peace, having the God of peace, so shall no war prevail over you. That's how you win that battle. It's having the spirit of God within you. Go ahead, Zeke.
So when Mayako, just to understand it, it was a specific scene in them when the Jigaboos, like, he only had one bullet in his gun. He's like, well, what you gonna do? Show them and give them what they was asking for, a beast. Ha! Like, that anger gave him a spirit of not even thinking straight. That spirit was sending him out there to get killed instead of using his mind to, you calm yourself down and we're gonna handle it like this. That spirit was about to drive him to pure blind rage to the point where he'll get separated from his family and kids because he went into sin. He had no control of himself. He was letting that anger control him. So, you know, that's a little more context to that spirit that will get you messed up in the end.
Exactly.
And that spirit be in all our minds. All our minds.
Exactly. Hey, somebody has with that spirit, you know what I'm saying, like you're enduring and you finally snap off, you know what scriptures say. In Sirach 21:1, it's real quick. Sirach 21:1, it says, my son, hast thou sinned?
21:1.
You suffer no more, but ask pardon for thy former sins. Because remember, Hamashiach, he was long suffering. He was going through it, man. He was dealing with the bullcrap of the Pharisees, the scribes, almost everybody. So the same way how Christ endured that and kept his composure, we got to practice the same thing. But if we do snap off and, you know, have a moment, repent, get up, try again. You know what I'm saying? Always get better to strive to be like Christ. That way, once that stuff do happen again, I will know exactly how to move in wisdom and really move the spirit of the Most High and deal truly as a true servant of God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man. Yahweh endured all the way to the cross. All the way to the cross. And they did, man. They did Yahweh dirty. They did him real grease.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't think, man, in fact, I can't even think of nobody that was done even more greasier than Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? For real. So, you know.
But guess what? We all know that the true people of the Most High, the true people of God is going to overcome all of these things. Because guess what? He says you're going to overcome the same way I overcame. So we're going to overcome all these things, all of Satan wiles, his tactics, and we're going to be right there with Christ. And bring me to my last point, my last scripture in 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 5. That was perfect. That was perfect. Watch this. 2 Peter 1 and 5. Watch this. That was perfect, man. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Watch this. You'll see. 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 15. And we're going to take it down. Not 15. Verse 5. Take it down to verse 11. Whoever got it. So 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 5 through 11.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 5. And beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge. Verse 6. And to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness.
Real quick. You see that? So it says, look, and beside all this, everything we're talking about, beside all this, giving all diligence, meaning you being on guard, you're striving. He says to add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance. Because why? A man of understanding is going to have temperance. He's going to have control. He's going to know how to keep his composure. So like it says, and to temperance, patience. So because that man that have that understanding, you know how to be cool, sit back and relax and keep your composure. You're going to then learn how to be long suffering. That's the patience right there. And to patience, godliness. Keep going out.
Verse 7. And to godliness, brotherly kindness. And to brotherly kindness,
hey, real
charity.
quick. Listen, it's so perfect how it's like it's a chain reaction. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a whole chain. It's a domino effect. By you doing this, it's going to add this. By you adding this, it's going to add this. You add this, it's going to add this, and then this is going to be the result of it. It's perfect. The Most High ways, His Spirit is perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. That's why we say it's more. It's more than just keeping outwardly commandments. It's more to it. It's all about spiritual growth. So by us doing these things, it's a domino effect. It's a domino effect.
Yeah. And real quick, it reminds me of Romans 12:20, where it says, "Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head." You know what I mean?
Oh goodness!
Hey, that was the spirit. That was perfectly said. Like I wasn't even gonna use that precept. I wasn't even gonna use it.
So look, by you doing that, and look, it's just to have brotherly kindness. So by you having that brotherly kindness, you want to heap coals of fire. Hey man, look, that's serious. That's serious.
That's real.
So by you knowing and understanding, by you maintaining your composure, the Lord gonna fight for you. The Lord gonna fight for you, and He's gonna recompense those who did wrong.
Absolutely.
Because why? The Most High, He's a just God. So as long as you keep, you doing what you're doing, and you exercise the temperance, the Most High got you. The Most High got you. You gonna say out? God. So where we at? Verse 7 again, out.
And to godliness, brotherly kindness, and to brotherly kindness, charity. For if these things be in you,
if all these things are in you, if the fruit of the Spirit is in you, keep going.
For if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful. In the knowledge.
Real quick, you're not gonna be unfruitful. Why? Because a good tree brings forth good fruit, and you're gonna abound in it. You're gonna flourish in it. You see that? You're gonna grow within it. Keep going out.
They make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahushua. But he that lacketh these things is blind.
Hold on. Read that part again. It says that he that lack what? Hold on, man. Listen, man. It's serious. Read again.
Real talk. But he that lacketh these things is blind.
Pause. He that lack these things are blind. He that's always in that spirit of anger. He that don't have no patience. He that's not who can't practice composure and decorum. He that don't have the fruits. He that don't have kindness. They are blind. They are blind. They don't have the spirit of the Most High.
Yeah. And if you following the leader that's like that, that's the blind leading the blind.
That's the blind leading the blind. Guess what? His whole congregation is wicked. Come on, man. It goes hand in hand, man. It goes hand in hand. You can't make this stuff up.
I can tell you I was shy, man. Real talk.
You can't make this stuff up, man. And by their fruit, you shall what? You shall know. It goes hand in hand.
Exactly. Precept upon precept.
You can't get around it, man. If you had the spirit of the Most High, it's going to show, it's going to grow. How you talk, how you walk, and your actions, how you handle things, what you say in situations. It's going to show.
Yeah.
So look, real quick, I'll be verse 9 again from the top.
Gladly. Verse 9. But he that lacketh these things is blind, and cannot see afar off, and have forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. Get 7 more on you. Verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. Ooh. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail.
Do that part again.
For if ye do these things, ye shall never fail.
For if ye shall do these things,
never fall.
If you shall do these things, everything we read today, every single thing we have read, if you do these things, you ain't gonna never fall. You're gonna overcome everything that's thrown at you. And watch this last verse. That's one.
Verse 11. For so an entrance shall be ministered unto you abundantly into the everlasting kingdom of our Lord and Savior Yahushua.
Hey, that's it, man. That's it. That's it, man. That is it.
Hey, drop the mic on that one.
Drop
the
mic. Hey, if you do these things, if you do all of these things, man, you will have an interest to the kingdom of the Most High God, man. That's it. That's it. So we can see how important, how it serves, and how detrimental just by having emotional discipline can carry us, man. Emotional and spiritual discipline. That's how serious that thing is. And if we master those things, we have an interest in the kingdom. That's it. That's all I got, man. So it's important to really read these, meditate, and apply, exercise, and we're going to watch it grow. We're going to watch it grow.
Man. All praise to the Most High, man. This was a good one.
Hearers of the words, but doers of the words again.
Facts.
So, I mean, with that, that's all I got. I mean, if y'all have anything else, that's all I got, man.
Nah, not at all. I ain't got nothing.
How about you, Z? You good?
Yeah, nothing at all.
So, man,
I'm good, bro. All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Heavenly Father for those who tuned in. You know, Lord willing, I hope and pray that this lesson was edifying and it helped somebody out today. And Lord willing, y'all continue to have a blessed Sabbath and y'all be fruitful and abound in everything y'all do, man. So that's all I got. Shabbat Shalom, Israel. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Israel.
Shabbat Shalom. How about you?
Hey, keep it pushing to the end.